Rick and Morty, Season 4, Part 2. I'm Joe.
And I'm Richie. God, it's been so long.
It has been so long. Please subscribe to our channel. We're doing this via the magic of Zoom. And 5 episodes, the second half of Rick and Morty Season 4 has just completed. We're going to rank them to go along with our Part 1 of Season 4 review.
Yeah.
Some overall, now I just want to give an early confession.
What's that, my son?
I did not watch the episodes as they aired. I waited 3 weeks because I had to get the gross taste of the show Dummy out of my mouth.
Yeah, you do what you can to cleanse that palate.
Now, Dummy, if you don't know, Dummy was a show done by the girlfriend of Dan Harmon, and that basically sullied me to the point where I thought about giving up my love for Rick and Morty. It was by proxy, and the show was about him and her relationship, and it was tough, but I got through it. And in general, Quibi's a garbage platform. I got through it, and I'm glad I did because I don't want to give up Rick and Morty. It's one of the best things we got going.
I agree with you, and I'm sorry you had to go through such pain and horror.
It was on top of everything else happening in the world.
Jesus wept.
First episode, Never Rick and Morty. I told you this, we've talked about this. It was probably one of my least favorite episodes they've ever done.
That's right. Yeah. It's, I don't know what it was. It's just, it had the elements of, it had the elements of like random goofiness. It went back to the arcade, which we all love. It had blood, and it had obviously cartoonishly fit people that you would never expect appear. Right. It's kind of like the groundskeeper from The Simpsons.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. It's
I think
really
maybe it didn't make sense. The episode didn't make any sense, and it also ended up being completely disconnected from any sort of timeline. It was like a Rick and Morty that were just inside the train. They weren't even real. Mortius, the face hugger episode, which wasn't bad.
It was a fun play on Prometheus, that's for sure.
Yeah. Then they have the Vat of Acid episode, which was really good.
That one, I mean, if you watch behind the scenes, the creators were just talking about how they just came up. It was like, can we work around like a vat of acid? Because vat of acid was like a fun plot device in a lot of 80s movies.
Yeah.
So what can they build around it? And then the whole, thankfully for the director, because they were 5 minutes short in the episode, they had to fill it in. They just played off of the whole Alive book and movie that came out of like being stranded in, what was it? Some desert, not desert, but like snowy region. Okay. And surviving.
Well, that part I liked. That part I liked. I liked the whole thing. I liked that the depths he went through to torture Morty simply because Morty said the vat of acid was a bad idea.
I love it. It just plays right back to the heist episode earlier this season, and it plays back to other elements. It's just, my God, Rick is such an asshole.
Yeah. Well, that ends up being a theme as you go along. You move.
That's right.
The next one is the Children of Mort. Is that what it was called?
Childrick of Mort. You're right.
Childrick of Mort. And that was the camping. He had sex with a planet episode.
It is so out there. I F the planet.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like, if you thought the Unity episode was nuts, it's like, you can't, like, what depths could Rick actually go? And I guess that's a planet.
Yeah, literally. There you go. And then the final episode was Star Mort Return of the Jedi.
And it's great because it's a fun playoff of making fun of Star Wars.
Yeah. So that was really and that was, to me, very good. A great episode. It brought clarification to the third season ending story about was Beth a clone or not, and you get some You get an answer to, did he make a clone? You don't know which one is the clone. Even at the end, they don't tell you, and he doesn't even know.
Right.
And it also, there was an interesting arc, and that episode had all that great stuff about arcs. Jerry has the best arc where at the end he actually saves them with his puppet show.
Thank God for his therapy puppet.
So one thing I want to bring before we rank them, and I noticed an arc, and the thing that was interesting about this second half was there was an arc, a deterioration arc. Now, throw the first episode or the sixth episode out, the train episode. So Primordius, the seventh episode, at the end of the episode, they kind of leave like they're just kind of like in a miserable mood because the adventure didn't go as they wanted it to.
Right.
And then the Vat of Acid episode was just pure Rick being a scumbag.
Oh, 100%. Because, you question his ideas.
Then the Children of Morty, that was like, that at the end, it just turned into the families like falling apart.
It did.
At the end. And then the Star Mort Return of the Jedi, it's almost like the family comes together, but Rick is on the outside.
It is, and it's a fun play with that in terms of the story and how it's going to go about. Because it's like the family has always been breaking up, fighting, and reconciling, especially with the therapist through Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Somewhat. And it's fun. It's good. It's keeping the train going. Not like the train in the episode. Whatever, the sixth episode.
Yeah. But that's what happened. It felt like they had a story arc, and it felt like those episodes meant something. So right. You left at a place at the end where Rick is really alone, and his plan to let there be two best didn't even work. Both his grandkids are a little over him right now.
That's right.
Hero. So they kind of brought that. So I thought that was kind of neat. Never mind the episode itself. So. Mm-hmm. Let's rank them. Rank the episodes for me, from best to worst of this the second half.
Definitely Star Mort Rick Turum of the Jerry, because it's like I'm still reeling from the end of the Unity episode with Rick being alone, and it's just like I love it because it's like nobody likes an a-hole, but it's like he's fun and lovable, but it's just like just seeing that constant like cycle with him. Has he ever redeemed himself? I feel like he has in some episodes. Yeah, he did. Actually, no, he didn't. Every time he looks like he's redeeming himself, saving his family, he's always doing. Yeah, okay, you're right. I take that back. That's wrong. Yeah. But I'm going with this one because it's just like I want to love him because he's a fun character, and I do feel bad when he's like alone because he is alone. Yeah. Maybe they'll delve more into him of what's going on. Maybe it had to deal with his wife because I don't think that was ever really addressed.
It really hasn't been.
So I hope that comes about, and that'll be a really great character development for him going backstory. So definitely that's the best one. Definitely. Okay. Last episode was the best one. I will say that Vat of Acid is the second one from that because it is so. Because the idea was just simply a vat of acid. How can we make an episode revolving around that? And then as soon as it got to the point where Rick says that he, oh my gosh, what, oh my God, what was the movie? I'm drawing a blank. I am really drawing a blank. You prestiged yourself.
Yeah. You prestiged yourself, yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that just like put me over the edge. Yeah. I love that. And then I would say it is it's a battle between Primordius and Children of Mort, but it just seems like it was a fun idea. So I'm going with Primordius. It made me laugh when they were at a dinner table and Beth is just saying, "Where's Summer?" Yeah. And he's like, "What?" Yeah. So yeah, they all do go on adventures together. So that was fun. And it's I think that's what's holding on to the episode. But it did seem fun that Rick pretty much destroyed a civilization.
Yes.
And then, of course, Children of Mort, mainly because it's like it had a fun fight sequence, and it's great that Rick F the planet, and he had a bunch of children that he was trying to grow. And this is great. Another episode in this season where he pretty much destroyed the civilization.
Yeah.
So I that wasn't the best. Although Jerry, I mean, he had a fun arc. I mean, Summer really went in on him.
Yeah.
I felt bad.
Oh, no, that was brutal.
It kind of reminded me when Jerry was floating in the sky. And he says he can do everything himself. It really shows that he's trying to be, a man. The man of the family. But yeah, that's what I would rate it as. I mean, yeah, whatever. That's what I'm sticking with. So right. I know you'll definitely have something different.
A little, and then obviously the train episode was number 5 for you. So
yeah. Oh, I thought we weren't even addressing that one.
No, why? So let me give you mine.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm almost in lockstep with you. Starmort Return of the Jerry is my favorite.
Okay.
Great. I love that episode. There's a lot of things I could just go on and on about. I love that episode, including there's a Real Genius reference that probably flew over everybody's head because when the two aliens are like, why won't you bring me home to meet your parents? Are you embarrassed of me? Know them? Aw, that's from Real Genius. Slightly from Real Genius, if you know that movie.
Val Kilmer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sort of a reference.
Yeah.
It's a Real Genius reference. Next is the Vat of Apset episode.
Right. Okay, well, we're so far in,
I just love that episode. That episode was great. I love the extent he went through. I laughed a lot that episode. I laughed during that. I love the whole part where he went through that 4 or 5 minute scene with the girlfriend, and then Jerry just undid it. I freaking lost it.
Jerry undoing everything. That was
so awful
so
what happened,
crushing.
but I loved it. The only difference is I'm going to have to flip Children of Mort.
Sure.
3. I like that one because I just like the deterioration. I like just everything falls apart with the family. I mean, that it felt bad for Jerry, but I love that just vicious killing that Summer gives him.
Oh, yeah, that was bad. And might I add to that, and that is actually a great episode that precedes the Star Wars, in that he was, growing his relationship with Beth, but we don't know if it's the clone or not. But that goes to show that he just wants to have 2 daughters, one that's maybe cooler than the other, a space Beth and Earth Beth, I guess.
It played in well too, like you said, because the theme was, that was a theme of that episode was Rick bonding with Beth, and then he kind of is bonding with her, and then the other Beth comes back, but at the same time he's telling them what awful parents they are. Primordius was 4th. I liked that episode, but it wasn't my favorite. But it was at least better than the worst episode of the half season, which was Never Rick and Morty. I would be remiss if I don't say the only part I laughed in that whole episode was the return of Abe Dolph.
Abe the Afflicted. I love that.
It wasn't really when he came out. It was when he comes out and says, "I'm very much alive, and I need your help." And that little disfigured guy next to him just goes, "Yeah!"
Yeah, they are so on with that. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. And I don't want to say it's equally as funny, but it's getting there. For me, is the ticket guy, where he visions himself in the arcade game and he's rising and spinning, and he's like, why is his where is his legs? Why is he completely eviscerated and gushing blood like a sprinkler on everybody below him? He's like, oh, that's because he's out in space. He's been sucked out of space, just a torso.
That was brutal. So so we're close. We only flipped Primordius and Children of Mort. We were close. Now,
great, we can still be friends. That's awesome.
Yeah. Now the big thing, which do you think was the actual best episode of all 10 of the season?
That is. I like the structure and the feeling I had at the end of Starmort Rictorum of Jerry, because because I left that episode just feeling it was great. It was such a great roller coaster ride. I guess is what I would say. It was a great roller coaster ride where I went through various emotions, and I really, really enjoyed that fight with Pee-Pee. with Phoenix Person. That was a lot of fun, and I think that was great. So that I'm conflicted between that and the Dragon episode. I forgot what episode it is. Mostly because it's just so obscene, and it's just like the dragon coming out from his masturbation.
Oh yeah, that was wild
for eons. So, and although the heist one is really good, I really got to say this final episode is great because it leaves me wanting. I want to know what's going to happen next. Yeah. So the fact that happened, I'm saying that's the best episode. Yeah.
All right. I agree with you. I thought the final episode of the season was the best. The first half of the season was better.
Yes.
Hands down better. That were 5 episodes. I think. The hands down better the first half. I think all 5 episodes were great of the first half of the season.
Yeah.
But the 10th episode was the best episode of the season in total.
Agreed.
Making the whole season a big win because for the most part all the episodes were great. Any toys you look forward to hoping they make?
Adolf Lincoln. Adolf Lincoln. That one is a must buy for sure. And what other? Yeah, you know what? That's what I would say. Yeah, I can't say there's anybody else that I really want to go for. I mean, unless it's maybe the samurai mech suit, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, I have a few. Those I want. Those mech suits were badass. Even though I didn't like the episode, I would definitely want to get the Darth poopy butthole. The space warrior best.
Oh, with a half-shaven head and
the scar. That's what I'm going to want too. Those will be the ones I'll definitely want. I'm sure I'll get a lot more of them. So overall, very happy. Any final thoughts, Richie?
It's good seeing you, although we're all in our homes, and it was a fun season. And say looking forward to the next one. That's for sure.
Me too. I'm looking forward to it. It's good to see you as well, Richie. Mm-hmm. Stay strong in these times of trouble. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to our channel. Until next time, I'm Joe.
And I'm Richie. See you later, guys.